Hello, it's Alex from the Archer and Olive Ambassador team. Today I'm going to be showing you how to plan a variety of different winter activities. It's always nice to have something to look forward to in the darker, colder winter months. You may be trying to plan ahead and think of ideas for more indoor activities with young children. Or perhaps you're keen to make a point of meeting up with friends more regularly during the winter months. All you really need to create these lists are a notebook, a journal like this Archer and Olive A5, and a pen. I'm also going to use this dot grid ruler from Archer and Olive. I particularly like the checkbox stencil shape. To save time when decorating, I'm going to use some of these winter themed stickers and this decorative washi tape. The Archer and Olive calligraphs are perfect for lettering. I'm actually going to choose some cooler winter tones. I've chosen sky blue, and to complement it, this slightly darker blue called Bloom. I'm also going to use a black Archer and Olive fine liner. Before I start creating my spreads, I'm going to have a think and plan my activity groups. You may want to do the same. Think about which suit your needs. When I say activity groups, I mean how can you distinguish between your lists? So you may have free activities versus paid ones, indoor versus outdoor activities. Some ideas might be local to you, but others need more planning with transport to get there. You may have discounts, coupons, memberships or passes for places that you need to remember to use. I'm sure we can all think of a list of creative activities to do on a rainy afternoon, but also some productive challenges, perhaps DIY, a declutter. You might want to group by time scale. For example, you might just have 1 hour free in an afternoon, but you might need to fill a whole day. What activities do you want to plan with friends? Any play dates with other children? Ideas for date nights? Are there any seasonal jobs that you need to do? The first page we're going to create is more based around family activities. Here in the UK, the winter weather often means we end up indoors, children get bored more easily, and it's really useful to have a go-to list of ideas for us to get up to. I'm using the broader end of the brush calligraphs to letter different titles around the page. I'll then build up my lists around them. I find one of the most useful tools when making a list is the checkbox on this dot grid stencil by Archer and Olive. Used with their fine liner, it's a really quick way to add boxes to the 5mm squares. You could use this as a checklist. I would be tempted to tick off items in pencil, and then you could reuse it each year. Of course, a big consideration when planning activities for the family is the cost of them. Of course, some are free, and it's always useful to have an idea of these. And then there may be some days where you are looking for a day out, which is more of an expense. I've also included space to note down our memberships. We have some passes or coupons to use, and I don't want to forget about them. Finally, there's always time to have a productive afternoon, perhaps clearing out children's bedrooms, doing some schoolwork, and so I'm going to note down these as well. Again, I'm just using the dot grid ruler to do a checklist, to be able to tick off things once we've done them. So here's our finished spread. Obviously, adding in ideas is always going to depend on your location, what you enjoy as a family. Take a look at the blog. The Printable has got lots of suggestions for activities in the winter. I find the quickest way to add any decoration is using washi tape and stickers. If a spread looks nice, I'm more likely to use it, so it's definitely worth doing. These winter themed stickers from last year will be perfect to add some decoration to this spread. And here's our finished page all ready to be filled in with ideas for indoor activities, outdoor ideas for the winter as well. It's always good to still get outside. Space for free or paid for, depending on your budget. Being productive, and also remembering any memberships or coupons that you need to use. Next, we're going to create more of a winter bucket list page. This focus will be more on things to do with friends or fun ideas for a date night. When the evenings are darker, the weather's colder, it's always good to have some fun things to look forward to. It could be movies, going to the cinema, or having a movie night with friends, places you'd like to go and try to eat, cosy cafes to meet up with friends or family. I think we can all think of some creative ideas for a rainy winter's afternoon, but maybe we should also include some more energetic plans if we want to get back into some exercise or feel a little lethargic after a cosy week. One of my favourite things about winter, though, is still the cosy days, so I definitely have made space for that. Again, I'm just using the fine liner to add checkboxes. This will allow me to either tick things off as I've done them, or just in pencil, so I can reuse it next year. You could fill this in with a friend or a loved one, or just enjoy using it to plan your afternoons and days in the winter. Again, I'm adding some decorative washi, and this time I'm cutting it to create a bookmark shape. And I'm adding in some of the stickers for March and Olive to fill some spaces. And here's our finished page. Hopefully this is something that you could enjoy doing this winter. The final idea I'm going to share with you, you don't even need a notebook. I'm going to use some coloured paper, this Archer and Olive notepad, and cut pieces into rectangles. And then all you need is an envelope. This is an old subscription box envelope from packaging, but it will work perfectly. All I'm going to do is to write down some potential winter activities on the paper and then put them in the envelope. It randomises your choices. So if you can't decide on something to do with friends or family, someone can take turns to choose and you have to do that activity. Obviously, try and include a mixture of indoor and outdoor activities. Perhaps colour code them. And hopefully this would help you to decide in a fair way what to do if you had an empty day. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out the blog on the Archer and Olive website, where there's also a list of winter activities.